Very good morning to all the children of class plus 1B. By the time you all were joining, I have written theme as well as word meanings. Fine, because this poem, The Laburnum Top, it carries difficult words, and when you read it, or you read you can say name of the poem, you won't have a single idea, or even after reading, even we people keep rereading this poem to understand the deeper meaning. Clear? So this is written by Ted Hughes. Name of the poet is mandatory. It is written by Ted Hughes. So you can learn. Laburnum Top is written by Ted Hughes, Hughes. Keep your books with you. You can note down on books or notebooks. Fine. So let me start with the theme firstly. This poem named The Laburnum Top. What is a laburnum? Laburnum, they have given at the footnotes that it is a short tree with hanging branches, yellow flowers, and poisonous seeds. This is the meaning, scientific name and meaning. Clear? So in layman's language, laburnum is a tree. Clear? It has yellow colored flowers and its seeds are very poisonous, very short tree. Now, in this poem, it is a symbol. It is a symbol of hardships, fine, difficulties in our life. Then I'll be using the word goldfinch a lot. Goldfinch, it doesn't mean it's an object. Goldfinch is a bird. Clear? It is one of the species of bird again. Clear? So goldfinch is a bird. So now bird is also a symbol. Bird is symbol of happiness here. So you should know firstly. Then there is symbolic relation between laburnum tree and goldfinch bird in this poem. So the basic idea is, firstly, in first stanza, I have written the words of first stanzas only. You can see there are two stanzas mainly. You can say it is divided in 3, 4, but mainly till trembles and thrills the I have mentioned. So the basic idea is that laburnum tree, they have firstly mentioned the, you can say, condition, that what sort of situation it is fine standing. The laburnum top is silent, quiet, and still. The top of the tree, it is not at all moving. It is still, fine, and there is no noise. I just give you one very simple example. When you people are not at home, fine, your mother is all alone, father goes to work, children go to school, and mother is all alone at home. So she feels there is no commotion. आज तो कोई शोर ही नहीं है. Dullness appears. Fine. Though it is mandatory for all of us to leave our homes, but even then, without the kids, without the members in the family, a home is not a home. It becomes a house only, house made up of bricks. Fine. And when you people return back home, your mother starts feeding you, your father comes back home, you people talk with one another, though you're fighting, giggling, merrymaking. So there is a kind of commotion in the family. Something is going on. So this is reality. Fine. That to give value to a house, to make it a home, we need members in it. Otherwise, it is deadly silence will be prevailing. So it is not accepted throughout. Clear? So similarly, this condition of the laburnum top, the top of this tree is empty. Nothing is there. It is standing still. Fine. The condition of the tree is like that only. But when this bird arrives on the tree, it gives life to it due to the arrival. Because when goldfinch returns, what happens? It is like, it is compared with the engine. What is the work of an engine? Engine is there, only then vehicle will work. Fine. So they will be calling this goldfinch bird engine of her family, because children are there waiting for the mother goldfinch. And when it returns and it starts feeding its young ones, there is some commotion, there is some movement on the tree. So it becomes lively, as if life comes back. Otherwise, it was deadly silence was prevailing in that afternoon of the month of September at the top of this laburnum top. Clear? At the top of this laburnum tree. So when that bird arrives, starts feeding, and it keeps on, this bird moves like a lizard. Its movement is very sleek, very smooth, from one branch end to another branch end, as if there is life generated. And suddenly, after feeding the young ones, it flew away back. And then again, deadly silence prevails. So what is the condition of laburnum tree in the beginning? Deadly silence is prevailing. At the end also, deadly silence is prevailing. So when that bird comes back to the tree, only then life regenerates. This is the meaning I'm trying to tell you, that this tree is a hardships of life. It's in our hands to spread happiness. Fine, we can bring happiness to our own places. Fine, this is the symbolic meaning. So let's start. I'll be sharing the, Beta, have you noted all the words, the children sitting at home, because I'm going to share the screen now. If you can take the screenshot, if you have not noted down so far, the generation of today is so lazy, I know. Fine, I'm out of the screen. You can take the screenshot of your board so that you have word meaning. So I'm going to share the screen. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. So what is the condition of this tree? Its top is silent. There is no movement. Fine. It is still. In the afternoon, time is afternoon, and yellow September sunlight. Month of September is going on, and yellow light of sun is falling upon. And you know, it is also, the leaves have also turned yellow because it carries yellow flowers only, laburnum tree. A few leaves are yellowing and all its seeds fallen. So in the month of September, it means autumn is going on. In the autumn, what happens? All the leaves, all the trees shed its leaves. Fine, spring mein kya hota hai? New leaves, new flowers, everything new. But in the month of September, October, when autumn is there, every tree starts shedding its leaves. So this is the condition. It means death is near, destruction is there. Fine, deadly silence is prevailing. The condition of trees like that. Till, kab tak aise hai? Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp. Twitching means sudden movement, sudden jerk. Fine. When goldfinch bird comes back on the tree, it gives a twitching chirp, sudden jerk, and it starts producing chirping sound. A suddenness, a startlement at branch end. And suddenly the goldfinch, which was lying deadly in deadly silence, it comes back to life. There was a sudden surprise. Fine, a sudden startlement at the branch end, at one branch end where the bird is sitting. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt. Then what does this bird do? This goldfinch bird moves like a lizard. Just a lizard hoti na, smooth, like that it goes by crawling smoothly. Similarly, this goldfinch bird is so efficient in smooth movement that from one branch end to other branch end, it moves smoothly in a sleeky way, just like a lizard, and very alert. And abrupt means sudden. She enters the thickness, and suddenly she started entering the thickness of the tree. Why she is entering the thickness? Because she is about to reach to her children only. Fine. And a machine starts up of chitterings. And when she reaches into the thickness, there is a commotion, there is noise, a machine starts up. Fine, the way you just hear the noise of the machine, similarly, there is life on the tree, sudden chirpings of the birds, sudden chirpings of the children. Fine. of chitterings. Chitterings are chirping noises, you have written. And a tremor of wings and trillings. Tremor means shaking, quivering. Fine, hilna. जब earthquake आता है, have you heard that tremors are felt? ये heading होता है English newspapers में. Fine, that many tremors were felt due to this earthquake on this date. So tremor means shaking. Clear? You should know the vocabulary. So tremor is quivering of wings. So what does it do? This bird starts shaking and quivering its wings and trillings. Trillings is the fluttering sound. When birds flap their wings, that sound is called fluttering sound. Clear? The whole tree trembles and thrills. Underline the word trembles. Trembles means shakes. I won't be writing on board because it's not visible to you all. Trembles means shakes. Thrills means vibration. Thrilling means vibration. So what happens with this bird comes life to this tree also. When the bird moves, its young ones also start chirping, a noise is produced. This tree also starts shaking and quivering as response to it. Fine. A vibration mode is there. And now in next stanza, poet Ted Hughes says, it is the engine of our family. Who is the engine? Goldfinch bird is the engine of our family. Without engine, train cannot go further. Without engine, no vehicle will work. So without the head of the family, when there is no one to feed, how those birds will survive? The young ones will survive. So this bird, it stands for goldfinch here. Goldfinch is the engine of her family. She is the main person. She stocks it full. She stocks it full. Write down. You don't have the book now. Some meaning likh lo. STOKES. It means that goldfinch, that she has fed the young ones. बेटा यहाँ पे है, she stocks it full. मिल गया आपको? That goldfinch has fed the young ones, and after getting food, they are full of energy. Fine. After getting food from their mother, they are full of energy. Stocks it full means after feeding them, they are now full of energy. Then floats out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. After feeding the young ones and after going sleekily into the thickness of the tree, this goldfinch bird comes out. It starts showing it barred face. It means hidden. Barred means secured and hidden. Write down the meaning of barred. BARRED. Word is given. She stocks it full. के आगे वाली line नमन. Barred means hidden or secured. So after feeding the young ones, it starts showing her hidden face. Face was hidden in the thickness of the leaves or branches. So now it started showing her face. Fine. Then with eerie, delicate whistle chirp whisperings. Eerie. Underline the word eerie. EERIE. I'm here, beta. The children sitting at home. This line, okay? Eerie means strange. Very different kind of details. Isko keh dete. Then with strange, delicate whistling sound, it starts producing. It starts chirping again, whispering. She launches away. Underline launches away, flies away. The way it launches now, it spread its wing and it starts moving. That means launching away. Fine. After feeding the young one, it shows its true identity. After spreading happiness, after bringing movement on the tree, it launches away from the tree towards the infinite. Infinite means endless. Fine. We say na sky is the limit for you. It means you can achieve infinity. So infinite means endless, which does not have any end. So after feeding the young ones, after bringing life to the tree, again it goes back into the infinite sky to endless reaches, and the laburnum subsides to empty. Again, emptiness prevails on the laburnum tree. Clear? So this is our life actually. In life, there will be hardships. Clear? And in life, there will be moments when sudden happiness will be given to us. Fine. But rather than cribbing and all, we should accept death. We should accept sorrows. And we should relish those happy moments whenever they come to our life. What we do, we keep on cribbing throughout our life that, God, I do not have this, I do not have that. Whenever you grab a moment, just live it to the fullest. This is what poet wants to convey. Fine. And this poem is very complicated. If you will read, otherwise we won't be able to understand that what the poet wants to convey. This is the only meaning I could extract. Any other person will extract any other meaning. Fine. So, but it is symbolic. And vocabulary is clear to you all, those sitting here. Yes, children. Is it clear to you all? Or shall I again repeat for any one of you? But don't carry the doubts with you. If you have doubt, write in the chat box or raise hand. I'll unmute you. Fine. So in briefly, I can say, fine. So this symbolic relation of laburnum tree and goldfinch tells us that hardships will be there, happiness will be there, but we have to relish the happy moments. We have to accept the bad ones in which we cannot do anything. Acceptance should be there. Clear? And now, no doubt is there. Nobody has asked me any question. So I'll be moving to literary devices. Very important. There are many literary devices used in this poem, beta. So let's do that. Poetic devices or literary devices, one and same thing, okay? So first of all, alliteration is used here. Who will tell me where we have used alliteration, where the poet has used alliteration? I'll be giving you examples, but you will firstly tell me. Yes, Sahaj, Naman, you have the book, so you can tell me. Alliteration. Firstly, let me tell you the definition of alliteration once again. What is alliteration? Repetition of consonant sound. If I say beading, bubbling, bubbles, it means B sound is being repeated again and again. That is alliteration. So which consonant sound? Consonant sabko pata hai? 5 vowels are there in English. A, E, I, O, U, and rest 21 letters are consonants. So when consonant sound is repeated, that is called alliteration. Where is alliteration used, Sahaj? Yes? Yes, very good. Sahaj has given correct answer. She is sitting here with me in class. So September, sunlight. Here you will, beta, if subjective paper and objective, both you have to prepare. Fine, both I'm telling you. S sound you will highlight like this. That this is sir sound, sir sound. Clear? This is the way to highlight. Now one more alliteration is there. Naman, you tell me if you can find out which sound is repeated. I give you one hint. It is in the second stanza. Anybody at home, if you have found in the second stanza one alliteration, yes, Divnoor has found it. Yes, Divnoor?
Ma'am, tree trembles.
Very good, very good. Tree trembles is the exact answer. T sound is repeated. Clear? So second poetic device used here is simile. This so I can everyone will be able to find. So I'll be telling you what is a simile, though we have done it. Simile is a poetic device. Don't call it smile or write the wrong spelling. SIMILE. Simile is a poetic device in which comparison is made by using the word as or like. ये दो वर्ड्स को आपको ढूंढना है, कहाँ पे यूज हुए हैं? Means comparison of two objects using as or like. Anjali has written. Yes, Anjali, raise your hand and speak. Yes, you can speak, Anjali.
Ma'am, sleek as lizard.
Very good. Fine. Sleek as lizard. This is the answer. Sleek as a lizard. So this is the right answer. As. This is the right answer. Fine. So I'm going to erase from that side now. Word meanings you have already noted down. Tomorrow, beta, you will be having either first or second period. So kindly join because I'll start new topic or new lesson only. Clear? Because there are some changes for tomorrow in the timetable. I'll be sending you later via WhatsApp. Third poetic device is metaphor. Metaphor is used here. What is a metaphor? It is also used to compare two objects. But in this, direct comparison is made. Rather than using as or like, in simile, they do not use as or like, the direct comparison is made. That is called metaphor. Now, give me the example of metaphor in this. Here are 2-3 metaphors, I guess. 3 metaphors I could find. Diya, yes, beta, you can speak. Very good, Diya, you can speak, beta.
Ma'am, skin of the family.
Very good. Engine offer. You can mute yourself. Yes, first example is engine of her family. Well done. Clear? First example is engine of her family. Rather than saying goldfinch as an engine or like an engine, directly they are calling her engine of her family. Second example of metaphor. Raise your hands. Or anybody here, आपके पास बुक नहीं, देखो कितना नुकसान होता है बुक ना होने का. So kindly bring it, Jacqueline, okay? सहज आपको मिला कोई? No, this is the entry ना, means comparison कहाँ पे हुआ है? Anybody sitting at home? Machine starts up. They have said na, machine starts up. This is the metaphor. They have compared the movement of the tree with machine. Clear? So machine starts up is another metaphor. They have compared the movement with the machine. This is another metaphor. And one more is there. I don't think so that anybody will be able to find. That is barred face identity mask. They have used this. Her face was hidden behind the thickness. Fine. Barred means hidden. Identity mask. So directly they are saying that the identity of the goldfinch was hidden behind the thickness. Fine. So rather than saying directly, they have used that word barred face identity mask. That is the example of metaphor. This is the last example of metaphor. Clear? Launches away is not metaphor because we use the word launch when they fly also. Is one of the synonym, right? Is it clear? Now you can see the board, the children sitting at home. Fine, you can note down literary devices, alliteration, simile, metaphor. And next is personification. Last poetic device used here is, I'm writing here, personification. What is a personification? Sorry, I just cut the word itself. When human qualities are given to objects. When human qualities are given to objects, that is called personification. Can anyone tell me? My hint is that जो भी बोर्ड पे लिखे हैं ना उसमें से ही आंसर है. It is already used. I am giving you the hint. Whatever answers I have written on the board, Diya has raised firstly the hand. Yes, Diya.
Ma'am, machine starts up.
You can mute yourself. Any other? Machine start ही होती है. Yes. Yes. Engine of our family? No. Engine of our family is not human qualities. When human qualities means हमारी qualities जब objects को दी जाती है, वो तो object की quality उसको मिली है ना. Okay, don't get confused with two things. If I start using the words for objects, our emotions, it is written here only. Nobody is able to find that. Yes, answer is this. Trembling is trait of human personality. ठीक है? Tree थोड़ी कांपता है. We people tremble. Clear? So tree trembles is device of personification. We never use this word for tree. Clear? It starts quavering, we use. It starts shaking, yes, sometimes we use. Fine. But trembling is trembling with fear. He was trembling with fear. She was trembling with fear. This is the human trait. Clear? When it is given to object, that becomes personification. Is it clear to all? Yes, बच्चे जो घर पे बैठे हैं सबको clear है? No doubt is there? Send me thumbs up. Okay, well done.